As we'd never raced against the opposition before, we had to look to our levels of preparation against the competition to decide our goal for the leg. And I was careful to be realistic. We went for a top 5 position. But by day 3, when we were lagging behind the rest of the fleet and down in 10th position, I knew we had to do something quickly, so I pulled everyone together at midday to get them into a team meeting to find the solutions.
After a lengthy team discussion, they identified the areas of weakness. They were lacking focus in many key activities on deck, and combined with a weak navigational strategy, it was costing them dearly.
I told them straight that although we were having a good time now, if we rolled into Boston in 10th position, we were going to be downright miserable. So we all had to knuckle down from here on in and for the rest of the leg. With the guys focusing 110% on sailing the boat, Bill and I had a good look at the weather and came up with a bold strategy to get us back up there.
We're off on a flyer, and that was has been a really tough call to make over the last few days as to where to try and position the boat. While the rest of the fleet has been heading off west, we've been taking BP Explorer up north to get round a big high pressure system.
Over the next few days, BP Explorer started to claw its way back up through the fleet. By day 10, they were 6th. By day 14, 4th. And overnight, between day 16 and 17, they approached Boston.
Last couple of days, we've been through a couple of storms that have shook the boat about a bit, and the crew, but they've all come through it in flying colours. And now we're approaching Boston in 2nd, so we're in a damn good shape. It justifies the whole crew putting in all the hours that they've done, because it's been a big team push right from sort of 2 or 3 days in when we all had our first sort of team talk. 2nd's fantastic. Couldn't have hoped for more. We're absolutely over the moon.
Even though we'd done well on the leg, I knew we couldn't rest on our laurels, and I pulled together the team for a review session. And there was a number of things that we learned. Firstly, that you need a strategy even before you start and leave the dock. Secondly, you need to communicate, and certainly after day 3 we were doing that. Thirdly, you need to focus and have everyone pulling in the same direction. But there was a couple of other things we learned on the leg that were to our advantage too. We ended up timing the manoeuvres on board the boat so that every time we did them again, we would try and beat that time and be more efficient.
2 minutes, 28 seconds! Yes!
But if I could pick one thing out of that leg that we'd learned, was to communicate. That was the #1 priority.
With a 3-week stop in Boston, the crew spent 1 week maintaining the boat and reviewing the leg. They then had a week's break before starting the preparation for leg 2. During this stopover, the leggers from the first leg departed, and the new leggers arrived, just 3 days before the start. Bringing new team members into an existing team was always going to be a challenge.